Hopefully I'm in the shot and all that. Hey YouTube, a little quick update. I wanted to do a little fire safety PSA. And for those who don't know what PSA means, that means public service announcement. Took a walk today in my local park. Nice park, beautiful park. It was donated to the city from a fellow who did not want to see it developed into condos and other things. So he had it written into his will that when he died, if it went to the city, it had to be made into a park. Well, it's been made into a park, which is a beautiful park. Today my best friend and I went for a walk in that park, and we started smelling wood smoke. Well, you know, smelled like somebody had a fire going in their fireplace or something, but it's a pretty warm day for that, so we started looking around and sure enough spotted smoke in the back of the park. Walking around back into the back part of the park, into the trees where it's a lot more secluded, we noticed some teenagers, and we'd seen the teenagers leaving the area, so we know who it was. We'd seen some teenagers heading out of the area. What they had done was they went back under the trees and built themselves a little campfire. Now the problem with that is, and I applaud them for trying to do it right, they did dig a hole, they did line it with rocks and everything, but you know, and I know some of you are probably going, well, what's wrong with that? Well, nothing, if you know where you're building your fire. The problem is that area of the park and the trails back there have been heavily, and I do mean heavily, built up with wood chips and bark dust. And what they think is soil isn't. It's wood. Yes, broken down to a certain degree wood, but not fully. And not only did they leave their fire burning, they walked away with flames still licking up out of the hole. They didn't try to drown it with water or anything. That's a bad thing. Hang on, somebody's at my door. Anyway, they didn't drown the fire or anything. They just left it burning as they headed off. When I was about 9, I almost burnt my house down, learning the hard way what a smoldering fire can do. Because, like these teenagers, I decided I'd build a campfire in my backyard. And I knew that you needed to dig a hole and line it with rocks and all of that. And I did that. And I put the fire out, buried it up again, you know, covered it with dirt even. So, you know, in hopes that my mom wouldn't find out that I'd been playing with fire in the backyard. About an hour later, I was in the kitchen in my house, and I noticed smoke rolling across the backyard out the window. I ran out, and half of our yard was black, as it was just smoldering across the yard. It had been a pretty hot summer, and the grass was yellow and dry. I was very lucky that it didn't just spark into full flames. I did at least run out and put the fire out with the garden hose, and I soaked the entire backyard, but there was no hiding the fact that I'd been playing with fire from my mom. You know, I don't care what those teenagers were doing back there, hanging out, whatever, smoking cigarettes or other things. I don't care. That's not my business. But when they do something that could potentially burn down the park that is very close to my apartment complex, then it becomes my business. Please, 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 no matter how safe you think you're being, always drown your fire. Always. Make certain it's absolutely out. Stand with it until you know 100% it's out. With the amount of wood chips and bark dust in that area, that could have smoldered underground for hours. Me and my friend, we put it out. We put it out with water, not wire. But seriously, that could have smoldered underground for hours and killed the whole park, or it could have come back up, surfaced, and ignited a blaze that could have burned down acres and acres of land and put people's lives at stake. Please, 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 never walk away from a fire that's still burning, especially not in a park that shouldn't have fires going in it to begin with. So, anyway, this has been a public service announcement about fire safety. You know, I don't care what you kids were doing back there, smoking or whatever. Just don't walk away and leave your fires burning. Drown them. Always bring water with you. Always be safe. Because the cost in lives and property can be astronomical. Thank you.